This tutorial is a complete walkthrough on how to install a fresh Postgres database and Blanco Management Console on Ubuntu Linux. Before we begin, make sure that you have installed Java Runtime Environment, which is a necessary component of the Blanco Management Console. Let's start out by opening the terminal. I will give the following command to become the root user: sudo -i. If you are not the root user, you will need to type sudo before most other commands to perform them with higher privileges. We can now install a popular text editor with the command apt-get install vim. This will come in handy later. The next step is to install the Postgres database. This is just one of many databases supported by the Blanco Management Console. First, give the command apt-get update, followed by the installation itself. Now that it has been installed, its default administrator user, called Postgres, requires a password. This password can be set with the following command. Let's now log in as this user. A quick check to make sure that the database is started can be performed. It is now time to create a database user which will be linked to the Blanco Management Console. Do this by typing create user --interactive followed by the name of your user. I will use example user. Finally, -p. You will be prompted to enter and confirm a password for this user. Answer no to the following 3 questions. Now that we have a dedicated user, we need to create 2 databases. The first will have the same name as the new user. This is done so that the user can log into the Postgres server. Type create db, followed by the name of the user, followed by -o, which means owner, and the name of the user again, ending with a semicolon. Now create the second database, which can have any name you wish. Again, type create db, followed by the name. I will use Blanco as an example, followed by -o, and the user, and semicolon once again. The next step is to navigate to this new location, and edit a configuration file by typing vim and the name of the file. Scroll down until you see the table with white values. Move next to Postgres and press I for Insert. Add a comma and the name of your new database user. Now reposition peer on the right-hand column and replace it with MD5. Finally, replace the next MD5 with trust. Press the escape button, followed by :WQ for write quit. Restart the Postgres server with this command. The database is installed and ready. Sign back in as the root user by typing exit. We can now begin installing the Blanco Management Console by first locating it. I have it saved on the desktop. The installation can be run by typing java -jar followed by the name of the file. Follow the basic installation steps and make a note of the installation path. It is recommended to use the default ports. You can now select the database type. Remember that for large production environments, we recommend a professional database such as Postgres. Blanco Management Console also comes with an embedded database option. However, this is only designed to hold a few thousand reports. It is for smaller operations as well as for test environments. I will leave the authentication type as internal, which means that all users will be created and managed from within the Management Console itself. When connecting to the Postgres server, enter in the database host. I will type localhost, and then enter in your database name, username, and password. We can now create the Management Console Administrator account. This account will be used for controlling the various users, groups, rights, and licenses. The final step is to install the HOSP USB dongle driver. To do this, untick the option to start the Blanco Management Console service and select Done. Now download the necessary packages by typing this command. Next, locate the Management Console installation directory. And enter in the folders Drivers, HOSP, and finally, Linux. In this folder, we see a couple of different options. As I am installing this on Ubuntu, I will choose the Ubuntu folder. With Ubuntu 32-bit, the installation can be run with dpkg -i followed by the name of the package. However, since I am using a 64-bit system, it is necessary to add --force--architecture into the middle of the command. Navigate to this location and edit a file called rc.local to add the following 3 lines anywhere above exit 0. The final requirement is to navigate to this location and edit the file called 80-hosp.rules. Replace sysfs with attrs twice. Now give the following 2 commands. You can now attach the HOSP dongle to a USB port. Exit the terminal and reboot your system. Reopen the terminal. Navigate to the Blanco Management Console installation path and give this command to start the service. You can check that the HOSP dongle has been correctly detected by opening a browser and entering localhost:1947 in the address bar. Now choose Sentinel Keys from the left and make sure that your key is visible. You can now log into the Management Console with the administrator account by going to localhost:8080. A good first step is to make sure that the HOSP dongle has been synchronized in the Licenses section. Congratulations! You now have a working Ubuntu system with a Postgres database and a Blanco Management Console with licenses.